All right, welcome to my office. Today we are going to be reconing a JBL 2241H 18-inch woofer. Um, got the report that it doesn't work. We're suspecting that it's blown. So, uh, removed it from the speaker cabinet. Here it is in my office. And I've already taken the liberty of removing the wire terminals from the cone to the clips on the back of the basket. Now, when you push down on a blown speaker, you may hear this sound. All right, something inside the speaker is rubbing up against something it's not supposed to. Okay, all right, so now what I want to do is to remove this outer part of the cone from the speaker basket. Started using a razor blade, but discovered that, hey, I could pull this off with just my fingers. So here we go. All right, so I have the outer edge of the cone removed. The next order of business is to cut away the spider from the speaker basket itself. What's the spider? Not an insect, which actually it isn't an insect, um, but it's that yellow thing going towards the back there. Um, see, look at that. All right, the easiest way to get rid of the spider is to take a utility knife and plunge cut all the way around. All right, so here is what's causing all that noise and racket when we were pushing down on. The cone's wire coil actually got disconnected right there, blown. Caused a deformation in the whole system, and you can see where it was scraping up against the magnet. All right, so goodbye, old cone. Now, to prevent debris and dust and all sorts of nasty things from getting down into my magnet's air gap, I'm going to tape a piece of paper over the magnet's air gap. Okay, so I'm going to start by removing with this razor blade the old remnants of the spider. So most of the spider is gone now, and right now I'm trying to remove all the excess residue from the old glue. Flip it over, tap it, give it a shot, get some of the garbage out. Okay. Gonna try it again, once more with the razor blade, really trying to clean this off well. Okay. So now I'm going to use a stiff paintbrush and I'm going to try to clean off all the loose debris that's around. Now I'm on the upper part of the basket with my razor blade, trying to clean off any glue residue that might be up there. Alright, so everything's been cleaned off. I feel content. I'm going to go ahead and remove my little protective cover from the magnet's air gap. Added safety measure, blow some air into the magnet's air gap. Make sure that nothing is down there. Now the Recone kit that I got came from Mackenzie Recone kits. You can find them online, reconekits.com. There's the new cone. Here's the dust cover. It's the foam gaskets. The blue super shim. Black glue. A white bottle of dampening solution. Why am I going with a third-party Recone kit? Well, if I wanted a JBL Recone, I would actually have had to send the speaker in for service, and didn't want to incur that expense, so I found the Mackenzie Recone kits online. Cost about 80 bucks. And alright, so I am applying a bead of glue to where the spider will make contact, and also on the outer rim where the cone edge will make contact. Okay, take the brand new cone and I'm going to place it into position, but take note of where the cone's wire terminals are versus where the clip leads for the basket are. If you noticed, it looks like I didn't place them in the right way, but right now I'm actually turning the cone in the glue to help even out, spread out the glue so that it has a better adhesion factor, and it will end up so that the wire leads are indeed in fact where the terminals of the basket are. All right, place in the blue shim. What's the shim do? It allows the cone to be glued perfectly into the right position without making contact up against the magnet with the cone's voice coil. Without the shim, you're guessing. So it keeps the perfect distance between voice coil and the magnet. Now I'm using an old pen to actually cause the glue to penetrate the cloth-like fabric of the outer edge of the cone and also the spider. And I did not use the ballpoint end of it. I used the switch part. So there you go. Add a little more glue to the upper edge so that we can affix the foam gaskets to the outer edge. Make sure that you line up the holes in the foam gaskets with the actual holes for the basket. All right. So it's all been glued. Now we need to let it dry. So I'm going to take the Recone Kits box and I'm going to take the speaker and invert the speaker on top of the box to apply some pressure to at least the outer edge and let this thing dry overnight. See how nicely my cone's wire leads matched up to where the terminals for the basket are? Special. Let it cure, let it dry. 24 hours. All right, welcome back. You can see that I've taken the dust cover and I have dry fitted it into where I think it should go inside the speaker cone. Dry fit. Do not immediately glue it. Okay. I personally like a nice clean centered look of my dust cover in my speakers. So what I'm doing is I keep moving it until I find the exact spot where it looks centered, and then I'm going to lightly scribe a circle around it with the pencil. Okay. Return to the glue, and this time when we glue it, I want to put a bead of glue just on the inside of that scribed line. And then carefully place the dust cover down onto the glue. Net result is it should have a nice clean look. Alright, final step is to take the dampening solution, the white stuff, and to apply a liberal layer of it around the edge of the cone. I happen to be using some surgical clamps and a tech wipe as a paintbrush, but you could use, a regular paintbrush to do the exact same thing. Okay, we'll let that set and dry for a while. In the meantime, I'm going to solder the old cone's clips onto the wire terminals for the new cone. That way I don't have to be crazy about trying to solder onto the backside of these connectors. Would never have happened. So there it is, using the old for the new. Let's try it out. I've hooked up a wire to the speaker itself. No, the music is not coming through the speaker at this point. But to see if the cone actually does what it's supposed to, I'm going to check it with the battery. Life's good.